Hi everyone, my name is Holly, and in today's video I am sharing with you my reading crisis because holy smokes, my brain decided to save all of the big books I wanted to get to this year for the end of the year. Why do I do this? I'm kind of treating this video as my November and December TBR, so these are the books that I am highly prioritizing. We do not want to go into 2020 with these boulders on our shoulders. That's uncomfy. Oh yeah, before I forget, I am working with new audio in this video. How does it sound? Does it sound good? Do I sound good? Does my yelling sound good? The only way you can truly tell me is if you subscribe, if you haven't, and give this video a thumbs up and ring that notification bell. That's the only way. I love you. Actually, the reason why this video sounds so good is because I have been taking classes about audio on Skillshare, who is sponsoring this video, and I have been getting my big brain game on. Skillshare is a great place to learn new things, especially with the amount of videos that they have. They cover a broad spectrum of topics, and audio is something I have always struggled with. If there is one advice I could give to all future YouTubers, and that is to have good audio. Skillshare's annual subscription runs around $10 a month, but you can click the link in my description box below and get 2 months free. Now is the perfect time to try out this platform at no cost whatsoever and learn a new skill. That sounds like a great way to go into the new year. Now that I have my professional voice, let's go ahead and start with the first 2 books that I will be reading before the year ends. I would love to finish the Final Empire trilogy by reading Book 2, The Well of Ascension, and Book 3, The Hero of Ages. This would be really embarrassing if I had these 2 swapped. This is Book 2 and 3, right? Yeah, I think so. This is a goal that I want to strive for. It's easily doable. I just recently finished the first book, Mistborn, which I haven't talked about in a video yet because I haven't filmed my wrap-up. But, you'll know my thoughts about it then. Unless you follow me on Instagram, which you should, then you already know my thoughts. I've been giving you guys lots of updates there. But I am so incredibly excited to finish off this era and then go into the second era. Brandon Sanderson is an author that I should have read from already, and honestly, I might have waited even longer if it wasn't for Kristen from Super Space Chick having read these recently and just getting me super hyped. I've been sending her my theories as I've been reading book 1, which has been super fun, and I'm sure it's been fun for her as well. But all you need to know is that I am officially Brandon Sanderson trash, and I'm sure you all already knew this was going to happen. The next big book that I will be focusing on is Malice by John Gwynne. How many times have I mentioned this book? January, Medievalathon, now, basically the entire year I have said that I was going to read this. And as scared as I am to read 3 big books in November, it's happening. This is one of the final books that I told myself I was going to read this year in my books I want to read in 2019 video, and we really don't have much time left. This is the first book in the Faithful and the Fallen series. It's an epic fantasy, very large series. In fact, there's even a second series that is set in this world that I actually own. So plenty of material to consume. This is told through many points of views, and it puts readers at the heart of a god war in the making. So many of you have told me that I am going to love this, and I'm sure you're right, and I can't wait to become obsessed. What if I hate it now? We'll have to see. So the rest of these books I'm actually going to go through a little quickly because I have talked about them before. The first one is Vow of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. I cannot believe that I pre-ordered this and said that it was tradition for me to read a Mary E. Pearson book the moment that I received it. And I didn't read it. I think the reason I haven't gone immediately into this is because I forget some of the details from Dance of Thieves, and I'm a little worried that's going to affect my enjoyment of it, which is one of the reasons why I hate having to wait a year to read a sequel. I love binge reading series at once, which isn't really that great for the author because the author wants you to pre-order and read it immediately, but what can you do? I will say I will probably start reading this and remember a lot of those details as I go along, but I will for sure be diving into this before 2020 rolls around, and I trust my big brain to remember. And the next book that I have definitely mentioned in a previous TBR is Thick as Thieves by Megan Wallen Turner. This is the 5th book in the Queen's Thief series, and I binge read the first 4 a few months ago, and I really enjoyed myself. I have been very reluctant to pick this one up because the 6th one doesn't come out until next year, so the wait is going to be so tough. This is a very high-end YA fantasy, and I say that because of the writing and politics and how intricate they are, and it makes it feel much older. It's a very sophisticated historical fantasy. The early books definitely have a coming of age feel to them, and you will just quickly eat these up. They are so easy to read and so masterfully written, and I really need to read this already. I would love to finally continue the Witcher series by reading The Time of Contempt. I feel like I'm just like taking the October TBRs that I didn't get to and just including them again. I hope you don't mind. This is the next book I need to read in this series, and the Netflix show is coming out literally any day now. So I really need to just keep trucking along. I've just been missing Geralt and Ciri, and I hope that everything works out for them in the end, but I won't know until I finally freaking pick this one up. The next one is a serious one. Like, no kidding around here with this TBR. The Killing Light by Mike Cole. I got an ARC copy of this, and this is the conclusion to one of my all-time favorite series, which is The Armored Saint. Right here is the first one. I desperately want to know how Mike Cole finishes the series off. This is set in a very dark medieval world, which is why I love it so much. We're following a young, spunky girl named Heloise who basically fights in this giant war machine and kills her enemies with it. This is also an LGBTQ plus story, so like, it's so perfect, it's so good, and I can't wait to pick this one up. It's so short. It's not going to take me long whatsoever. And the final book that I want to keep reading is Jade City by Fonda Lee. I picked this one up last month, or the beginning of this month, but I was really loving it. But then I picked up The Grey Bastards, and I found that book really problematic for me, and it put me in such a slump, and I felt like it was going to affect my enjoyment for this one, and I feel like this is going to be a new favorite. This is supposed to be very similar to The Godfather, and while I was reading it, I definitely got those vibes. It follows this kind of gangster family, and it centers around this gym which enhances magical abilities, and it was so good and atmospheric what I read of it, and I cannot wait to continue. So I just got my Owl Crate, which I desperately want to open in this video because there are supposed to be 2 books in here that I actually couldn't figure out, and I really don't want to wait a whole nother week to open it. So we have an unboxing now. I am a rep. You can use my code Holly on your very first subscription. So yeah, let's check this out. The theme for this month, was Dawn of a New World. Spoilers again. Don't need it. So the first thing we have here, oh my god, that's so cute. Darren is going to love these. Saga magnetic bookmarks. I have actually never read Saga. My boyfriend Darren is the one who has read them. But yeah, there's the front and there is the back. Next, we have 2 enamel pins. So not only do we have 2 books, but 2 enamel pins. Holy crap. I adore Owl Crate's enamel pins. We have this heart-shaped one. Then we have like this radio with a pair of headphones. It's so cute. And then we have this very holographic shiny sticker that says everything science fiction until someone makes it science fact, which is by Marie Lu and is from Warcross. What could it be? Will you marry me? Oh my god, that's pretty. This is so cute! This is a Lunar Chronicles inspired necklace, and honestly, I am getting all the witchy vibes. We are putting this on right now. Maybe. It's very tangly right now, and I don't know if my life can deal with that. I see the first book, and I'm going to hyperventilate. Okay, before we get to that, we have a tin case that says, "Until the last star in the galaxy dies, you have me. Romantic." This is by... Is this like Illumine? Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. The back says, "Live a life. Worth dying for." Whoops. I said that wrong. And then you open it, and it has that inside, so it looks like a book. So the first book we have here is Criers War by Nina Varela. Yes, I actually talked about this book in a video I made a few months ago, talking about how much I'm highly anticipating it. You know what? I think I'm going to add this to books I want to read before the year ends. For sure. Comes with an author letter, pretty, and it comes physically signed on this freaking gorgeous page. So this is a YA fantasy that has such a cool and unique concept. It's about humans who are forced to bend to the will of machines, basically, and obviously it's a much more complex than that. It's also a lesbian enemies to lovers romance, which I'm not really big on romance, and I'm not really big on enemies to lovers. I much prefer friends to lovers, but there's something about this that I don't care. And the next book I actually have never heard of. It's called I Hope You Get This Message by Farah Naz Rashai. Ugh, I'm so sorry. But yeah, there's the cover, and it's supposed to be a YA dystopian, which sounds interesting. I will say I love this radioactive green. I think the original cover has pink on it, if I'm not mistaken, so I definitely prefer this green. This one also comes with an author letter. Look at that. So cool and like very personal, and it also comes signed right there. Love that for me. Okay, so the last thing I have here is information for the next box, which you guys do not want to miss. It's going to include their annual reading planner. I know. Use my code HOLLY right now. And that is it for this Outcry unboxing, and that's it for my video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me down below what books that you really want to get to before the year ends, because I would love to know. Go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed, because it helps me out so much. And don't forget to subscribe. I upload videos every single week. Follow me on Instagram at HollyHeartsBooks and on Twitter at HollyNiece. And until we meet again, happy reading.